rebellion started. Now let's discuss America arming the rebels. Since neither of you want to defend this, let's bring on someone who can. Please welcome Neocon Carl.
Come on, he isn't even an active general. It's a World War II hat.
So, Neocon Carl, why do you want to arm rebels?
We are arming rebels to save American lives. With this unprovoked war, will you let him talk even if it's stupid? Imagine it's a college safe zone. But keep in mind, we are only arming moderates, not extremists. Isn't it Republicans who said, there are no moderates in Islam? Well, isn't it Obama who said healthcare costs will increase a moderate amount? We created, fund, arm, and nourish the Free Syrian Army. He used the word nourish when they hand them guns and they immediately lose or sell them to ISIS. For a guy that loves gun control, Obama can't control shit. We did not abandon the Free Syrian Army, my friends. We have trained and nourished them in the Jordan areas. Look at these names. You got Jabhat al-Nusra, Ahrar al-Sham, the Islamic Front, and the Free Syrian Army. Which of these is an American puppet? The only reason conservatives picked Free Syrian Army is because they couldn't go with their first choice, Patriot Freedom America Army.
I don't understand. So how many sides are there to this war?
There are 4 sides to this war now. The first is Assad in red. This is the official Syrian government army. Now in the gray, this is ISIS. Liberals hate American businesses more than terrorists, so we should just give terrorist groups tax-exempt corporate status. In the gray, this is ISIS Inc. Yeah, maybe that's why Reagan funded the Taliban in the 80s, so liberals would go, they're 1% rich, occupy Afghanistan.
Can you please stop bringing up other wars and explain this war?
Alright, so let's review. In the red is Syria's official government, Assad. In the gray is ISIS. As a traditional Republican, I only want to focus on ISIS. I view overthrowing Assad as neocon. Now in the green at the top and the bottom, this is the rebel forces, like the Syrian branch of al-Qaeda, Jabhat al-Nusra.
Jabba the Hutt?
Jabba the Hutt is the wealthy warlord of a criminal empire consisting of bounty hunters, thieves, and assassins who torture people in a desert. This is Jabba al-Nusra. Their warlord's dead and they're poor. If Jabba the Hutt was real, neocons would arm him as a secular moderate. That's the old name.
What's the new name?
They used to be called al-Qaeda. Then they switched to Jabhat al-Nusra. But now they're called Jabhat Fatah al-Sham. Well, excuse me. I didn't sign up for their membership magazine. The government can't distinguish what groups to arm in Syria. In fact, that's why there's so many different terrorist groups. Because once the State Department labels them as a terrorist organization, they switch the name and then get armed. They're bombing us. I told you to switch the flag. We're moderates now. Then, as soon as they switch the flag, they are dropping Doritos. Explosively tasty. And that right there in the light green is the Free Syrian Army. We spent over $500 million to conquer land so tiny, even residents of the Gaza Strip would say it's cramped. I call it the G-spot. I look at a map, I can't find it.
Okay, so if we don't help the Free Syrian Army, who should we arm?
Our ally, the Kurds. The Kurds are yellow on this map.
What is a Kurd?
To understand the Kurds, you need to look at Kurdistan. Now, Kurdistan isn't a country. It's their homeland of a distinct ethnic group. It's divided up among our modern political borders of Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. They deserve independence for their homeland, but not through violence. America should support them in having peace talks. Oh, okay, you can negotiate with our buddies in Iran.
So you support arming Kurds but not rebels?
Yes, I do, because they're a distinct ethnic group that has a track record of working with the United States. We understand their motivation and want to help them in liberating their homeland. He doesn't care about their homeland. He cares about the Kurds' ability to split ISIS in half down the Syria-Iraq border. Even ISIS knows this. And then the Republicans said, I care about the Kurds' homeland. No, the Kurds have been making excellent land gains. Look at this map from a year ago. As you can see, the Kurds had a relatively small amount of territory. Now look at the map recently. As you can see, the Kurds have made excellent land gains against ISIS. Interesting how conservatives want to stop all Muslims from immigrating to America, but yet can carefully discern the moderate sects of Kurds to arm. This is American imperialism. You're blaming this all on American imperialism? ISIS can't even get along with al-Qaeda. Even Jabhat the Hutt tolerated more diversity. Why did Obama ignore this pipeline going through Turkey that ISIS uses to smuggle oil, but yet wants to stop the Keystone XL pipeline in America? By that logic, Keystone could have got past Obama. They just said they declared their caliphate was ISIS. Obama would have went, project approved. At least they're not greedy capitalists. The blood of infidels is no concern. Move along. This whole business of fighting ISIS is a bunch of nonsense. ISIS is Sunni. So in Iraq, we defend a Shiite government by killing Sunni rebels. In Syria, we're fighting a Shiite-backed government by arming Sunni rebels. By this logic, we could save money by having the Iraq government switch the flag. Now ISIS is killing the enemy. ISIS doesn't care about your borders. They don't have to have a UN vote to cross them. That's why they're called the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. So they get our weapons, cross the border, fight us with them, and then cross back to recoup. He's going towards the end zone and touchdown! You need a UN vote to hit his ass.
Do you consider toppling Syria's dictator a neocon move?
Yes, it's a contradiction because neocons want to fight wars for natural resources, but conservatives want to disband the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve can only thrive because it controls natural resources. So why don't you apply this to Iran? Syria's chemical weapons? That's neocon. But Iran, they have nuclear power. That's the axis of evil. Well, then Iran could just switch to chemical weapons and you'd be fine with it. So why don't liberals apply this love for foreigners to Russia? I want peace with Russia. ISIS isn't our girlfriend. Other people can hit her.
I don't understand. What separates a neocon from a conservative?
The biggest distinction is on the issue of preemptive war. Being a neocon has nothing to do with being conservative. The prefix neo means new. The word conserve means to preserve. That's a contradiction. We offer the hottest new preservation of old values. We've updated all your favorites. Thou shalt not kill. Except in the pursuit of happiness.
Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode. Can you please summarize?
Syria is a four-sided war, and each side hates the other sides. Side 1 is the Syrian dictator Assad. Now, he is an Alawite, which is similar to Shiites, which explains why Iran is supporting him. In addition, he has support from Russia. I want to topple him. Side 2 is the Sunni rebels. Now, the extremists, like al-Qaeda, are backed by Saudi Arabia. The moderates, which don't really exist, are the Free Syrian Army, and they're backed by good old America. Side 3 is ISIS. While they are Sunni, they aren't allied with the other Sunni rebels. I want to focus only on them. Side 4 is the Kurds. They're America's ally and an oppressed minority.
In the next episode, we'll try to understand what Russia's real motivation is. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you then.